What's up, everyone? It's Josh White with Chatterwhite Paranormal here with a second video for you with some more SB-7 Spirit Box evidence. Just want to throw a quick apology out there for how long it took me to come out with this video. I've just been caught up with boring stuff at work. You know how that goes. So anyways, here I am making my next video, and I want to give you a quick backstory on the place. So where did we go? When I say we, I mean me and my wife. We went to the Mystery Castle in South Phoenix, Arizona. This place has been in a lot of lists that I read when I searched for weird, interesting, or bizarre places of Arizona. This always came up in the list. I didn't realize how close it was, and I'm thankful that my wife pointed it out to me because it was literally, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away from where we were. We drove through Phoenix, up through a neighborhood towards the mountain, and there it is up on a mountainside, right past the neighborhood. It's kind of crazy, actually. I read a little bit about the history of the place, and it just kind of fascinated me and my wife, and we really just had to see it. And I'm really glad we did because the place is amazing, and the people who work there are just as cool. So just to give you a quick background on the Mystery Castle, it was created by a guy named Boyce Gully, who is kind of an enigma because the decisions that he made and the way the castle was built it's a great story. It's very interesting, and it's just not very common. It's not something that you hear every day. And just to give you a quick rundown as to the history of this place, Boyce Gully had a huge attachment with his daughter named Mary Lou, and they always used to make sandcastles on the beach in Washington State, and she'd always get sad when they would wash away, and she wanted a permanent castle and basically begged him, please, I want a castle. You know, any little girl would want, stuff like that. But with him, it really stuck with him, and when he found out that he had tuberculosis and he had a very, very short time to live, he wanted to make something happen. So he ended up moving to Arizona to find work. Now, the weird thing about that is he didn't tell his family where he was going. He kind of just up and left. No one really knows why except him. He didn't want them basically to see him pass away of tuberculosis, and I believe that's what it was. He didn't want them to see that, so he left abruptly. And he ended up finding work in Arizona and ended up building the Mystery Castle, which stands to this day. I want to say this was like early 1900 when all this took place. So that's crazy. I mean, a guy just up and leaves his family because he thinks he's going to die, ends up building this amazing monument that stands to this day. I mean, that's just amazing. I did feel bad for his family hearing that story, though. That's hard for anybody. So he ended up living a lot longer than he thought, but he didn't want them to see the castle or to even visit him until he passed away, basically. He didn't want to see them again. He couldn't face them again. So what he did was he set up a little hidden floorboard of things, of gold, and a contract that said, I invite you to live in this house that I built for you. I'm sorry that I didn't say bye. I'm sorry that all this happened. But, if you agree and sign this contract to at least live here for, I want to say it was like 3 years, 3 to 5 years, then at the end of that time, if you want to sell the place, go for it. If you want to stay, then stay. So Mary Lou and her mom moved in. They were much older by the time they actually got there and moved in, but they loved the place. I mean, it's amazing. He made it out of recyclables, basically. And when they moved in, they fell in love with the place, and Mary Lou actually fell in love with the architect, the way it was built, the Southwestern lifestyle. So I was going to play some pictures for you. I found this one off the internet. That's Mary Lou right there. So these other pictures are ones that my wife took. So this is just to give you a little taste of just kind of what Mystery Castle looks like. As you can see, it's super, super unique. It's now like preserved, basically. Nothing's ever bad's going to happen to it. It's never going to get knocked down. It's always going to be there, open for tours. So Mary Lou, she loved the place so much she wanted to share it with the world, So she actually opened it up for tours, and one day absolutely could not get enough of it. Love the Southwest lifestyle, and I think even when they first moved in, they didn't have electricity, running water. They had to do all that stuff on their own, which was a huge pain, I bet. But that's just how much they love the place, and that's my wife right there. This is our picture, so obviously them. Um, so yeah, I really loved the place. I'd say the two things I loved about the place the most or the three things I should say, are the history of the place is awesome. I love the story behind it. The second thing I loved is the actual castle, the way it looked, all the interesting things in it. And the third thing I loved the most is the people who work there, the caretakers. Um, I met a guy named Ramon there, and as soon as I walked in, there's Ramon right there. There's me talking to him about ghost stuff. Um, they were just awesome people. It's Ramon and his son Manuel. He also has a daughter named Carla, who I happened to meet that day. Um, and they're just awesome people. I mean, I added them on Facebook. I still try to message them when I can. They're just great people. And what I love about doing these ghost hunts essentially is that I get to, it's kind of an icebreaker. It's kind of like, hey, I'm interested in this place. What's the history? It so far from what I've seen and what I've done, it's been super positive feedback from the people who work there, the people who live there, whatever. Super positive feedback. So far my ghost hunts have just been awesome, really fun. And also getting evidence obviously is amazing, so that's cool too. So the caretaker, his name's Ramon. His son, who also does tours, is Manuel, and I just happened to meet his daughter Carla, who was just happened to be visiting, I guess. And what this kind of led to another amazing story, but there was a movie that's come out recently called Spare Parts. It was about some kids with like a Mexican heritage, didn't have a lot of money. They were all just naturally gifted at robotics, and they end up going up against MIT in the robotic competition and beating them, which pretty much put them on the map forever. And the daughter Carla is married to Oscar Vasquez, who is one of the boys from that movie. And after I added them on Facebook, I'd see their pictures pop up, and they're at the red carpet event. There was celebrities. I mean, it's insane. I never would have known that hadn't I, introduced myself and told them what I was doing there. So, that's just one cool thing that doing ghost hunting will lead to that I've noticed. And hopefully I get to meet that guy, Oscar Vasquez. That'd be awesome. So that is the history behind the castle. So I want to go to the clips now and start playing those. So here's the clips that I have. I'll start with the first one here. I'm going to play the clip. I'll tell you what I think, and then hopefully in the comments you can tell me what you think of each one of these clips. So I've numbered them, so if you do want to comment and let me know what you think, you can just say clip number 1, number 2, etc. All right. I want to hear Mary Lou's voice. I want to hear Mary Lou's voice. That one wasn't super crazy. It's just, and I didn't have my best speaker with me at this time, unfortunately. I just had the SB-7 box speaker. But I heard like a, in between all that. And I've actually heard that twice now. I just think it's kind of interesting. Just something I just wanted to play for you guys. I want to hear Mary Lou's voice. So you hear the breath, and then you hear like a woman's voice after that, and I could not tell what that was, unfortunately. So let's go on to the next one. All right, here's the next one. What's my name? What's my... I thought that one said a big name, so I thought there was a little bit of validation to my question in that one. My name. Yeah, I thought that was definitely one to put on here, you know, a little bit of validation to my question there. All right, the next one. All right, here's my next clip. I'm going to need my Spanish speakers out there to help me with this one because there's definitely Spanish in this one. Here it goes. Speak to this box in my hand. Tell me your name. What's your name? All right, so I ask what's your name. A little bit of radio set that goes through. I end up hearing 3 Spanish voices. The first, obviously I don't know what all 3 are saying, but the last 2 are definitely repeating themselves. So that definitely caught my attention. When I ask what's your name again, I hear Ethan from a woman's voice. Speak to this box in my hand. Tell me your name. What's your name? So there's that one. All right, so here's that exact same clip, except I try to clean it up and slow it down. Speak to this box in my hand. Tell me your name. What's your name? Speak to this box in my hand. Tell me your name. What's your name? Speak to the... So yeah, definitely can hear the 3 Spanish men and then the woman obviously saying Ethan at the end. Okay, this next clip is another validation of that I picked up on when I ask, give me a number, and I hear a woman say number and then a man say the word number right after. They didn't actually give me a number, they just said the word number. But here, let's listen for yourself. Give me a number. Give me a number. That male voice came in like really rough. That's kind of strange, but when I was there in person, I heard the word number come out of his mouth. All right, so this next clip, I ask, is anyone there that wants to talk to us? I'll let you hear this one first before I give you my guess. Anyone here with us? Any spirits that want to talk to us? Anyone? So that same female voice that I think I've heard in the other ones, it says, I can tell him. And then a man's voice afterwards say, hey. Here with us? Any spirits that want to talk to us? Definitely like that clip a lot. Okay, so this last clip was actually one of my favorite ones because a lot of these clips you don't hear until you go back and listen again, because you have to listen to the whole thing very carefully, especially for EVPs. But what I liked about this clip is that I was in the chapel where a lot of people got married, and it sounded like they were just responding to me real time, and it just was really cool feeling. So let me play that. How many people got married in this chapel? I think it said 4. 7. Okay, so I thought I heard 4. Obviously, a man said double, and then 7. But when going back and listening, it sounds like an old woman's voice saying 24. The guy says double, and then the last voice sounds like it's saying several, but in a country accent. So 24, double, and several. How many people got married in this chapel? I think it said 4. 7. I mean, that's just amazing real-time talk right there. Like, I felt it coming through. It was crazy. Even my wife was just like, what is happening? So that was real-time communication right there. So that's just awesome. That's what I want to get every single time. And that's just not radio interference. It's just not. It's background. It goes over many frequencies of radio stations. The voices are just different. They have... I don't know how to explain it. I mean, me letting you listen to it, obviously you can hear for yourself, but just after hearing the radio clips and then after hearing these voices are not radio clips. They're different. They kind of click in and click out. And there's people's voices in there. It's just the coolest thing ever to me. So that's what we found at the Mystery Castle. Now, at this time, I didn't have my good speaker, and I also am still learning on how to catch this stuff. On the third investigation that I have not yet posted, my wife, helped me out a lot, and she's hearing EVPs and stuff that I didn't even pick up. So there's probably things that I missed, is what I'm saying. This is still me practicing, getting better at it. So there'll definitely be more to come on that. My next investigation, I actually do have some EVPs and a lot of really cool stuff on my next one that I want to show you guys. So final verdict of Mystery Castle. It has a great positive vibe to the place. A lot of energy in this place, a lot of positive energy. The guy, Ramon, the caretaker who I talked to, he told me some personal stories where he has seen things there. He's seen Mary Lou. He's seen Mary Lou's father and his dog. He's seen them. He's seen people walk past windows. He's seen what they thought was customers walk in a room and disappear. And when they try to clear all the customers out, they go in that back room where they just saw a man walk into, and there's no one there. Another huge incident, Ramon said, was when there was a thunderstorm. They were all kind of stuck in the castle trying to wait out this thunder and lightning storm. And when the lightning struck, a dark-figured man that stood, fairly tall was right behind his wife for just a split second. And they think that's the man who built the house. They've seen his dog on the grounds. They have a ghost dog that some people would say, hey, who's that? What was that dog that was right next to you? And they would say, what are you talking about? A lot of unexplained weird things going on in this castle. The smell of perfume. I mean, heck, when I was doing the ghost box there, Ramon even smelled Mary Lou's perfume. I mean, it just goes to show you when you ask for something, it comes towards you. So yeah, he actually smelled that while we were doing the ghost stuff. And I also heard a person whistling from the basement. That could have been, noise traveling to the basement. It could have been, but it was really weird. It was kind of out of place. And I just to back up what I heard, I asked the other people down there, I said, were you whistling? Did you hear that? And they said, no, I thought that was you whistling. So everyone in the basement heard the whistling, and no one really knew where it came from. So that was kind of interesting too. I didn't get that taped, unfortunately. So another thing I want to bring up before I close this video out is, I'm going to probably have to look into some protection devices, maybe a cross or a prayer or something, because some interesting things started happening in my apartment after I started doing this, which I was kind of worried about, and of course it happened. So the first thing that happened was I kind of woke up at 2 or 3 a.m. on a weekend. I'm not really sure why. Maybe a noise, a bang, something woke me up, startled me. So I'm awake, and I was raised in a haunted house, so I kind of know that that's not good when that happens. And I'm kind of looking around wondering what the heck am I awake for when I hear a slam in my guest bathroom about 40 feet away from my bedroom. And I, when you hear a sound, you just know what that sound is. I heard the shampoo slam on the bottom of the bathtub, and that's what I thought I heard. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore that and go to sleep and deal with that later. So when I woke up, I went in the spare bathroom, and sure enough, the shampoo is on the ground on the bathtub. And that shampoo's been up there for 3 years and hasn't moved, except when people, occasionally visit. But my point is, it never moves. It's been there forever. So that kind of freaked me out. I told my wife about that, and about a week later, she calls me when I'm on my way home from work, telling me to hurry up and get home because something from our bathroom, from the top shelf in the bathroom, slammed down again. So now we have a trend here. It's happened twice in about 2 weeks. Then a week after that, I usually keep all my work stuff in my spare bedroom when no one's visiting. So I go in the spare bedroom. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I'm about to go to work. Everything from the top shelf of my closet comes crashing down and smashes the door wide open. It was pretty loud. It was pretty insane. And again, this is stuff that's been sitting there for quite some time. So I just shut the closet door and I was like, I'll just put that back later. I was kind of too tired and grumpy to deal with that, but I was like, what the heck is going on here? So thankfully, that was the last thing that's happened. I do not want anything following me home. Obviously, that's just weird, and you don't want something like that in your life, obviously. So I might have to look into some sort of prayer cross, something. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there for any ghost hunter, ghost adventure using a spirit box or anything like that, just to give you a heads up that it might just follow you home. So in closing, I just want to thank, send a shout out to Mystery Castle for being so helpful. They told me I could come back and do it again, and now that I've gotten a lot better at this ghost hunting stuff, I want to go back. Hopefully when there's no customers. That's the thing. I want to go when there's no customers, because I had to go room to room when there was no people visiting, no tourists visiting, and do the ghost hunt. It was kind of frustrating, and I want to go there since I have a good relationship with these guys now. I want to go there maybe right before they open or right when they close, when there's no one there, and just spend 30 minutes doing a quick SB-7 spirit box communication. So I will be going back to Mystery Castle. I will bring my good speaker, and I will get some good stuff, because I know it's there. I sensed it, and I already got some good stuff, and I know it's just going to be better than that the next time I go. So thank you to Mystery Castle, to Ramon, Manuel, Carla. Thank y'all. Go see the movie Spare Parts. I hope to be seeing it soon too. And if you're in Phoenix, definitely check out Mystery Castle. It's just an awesome, cool place with a great story. All right, guys. See you later.